righty, 3 minutes gone past the hour of 7 this beautiful Friday morning. Thank God it's Friday and happy public holiday to you. The weekenders, I mean, you're not going to work today, right? But this is not applicable to everybody. I mean, I'm actually here in the studio and not the bedroom. Just this is Eagles FM 102.3, your radio experience that you can count on anytime, any day. And we tell you, for a fact that this is just your go-to radio station whenever you are in the nation's capital. We say these things without mincing words. So if you're just entering the nation's capital, here is a warm welcome to you. Good morning. Good morning. And if you are on your way out of Abuja, we bid you farewell and we look forward to having you here once, more. All right. The Eagles Morning Rise is always packed with a lot for your listening pleasure. And I mean, we can't even stress this enough that we've got something for everyone on here. We started off with the news a couple of minutes back. And of course, this hour, we're going to be looking at 10 things that you need to know this Friday morning. It's good that you are abreast with the latest trends, right? And we also get to take a look at the front pages of Nigerian newspapers, all right? And of course, you call in to share your thoughts. You tell us what you make of these blazing headlines making the rounds this morning. Let me just give you a sneak peek because the front pages of Nigerian newspapers this morning, they are all looking very busy, and it's more like the intrigues in the political space is getting more, it's kind of like very, very tough right now. And I know for a fact that a lot is going on right now across different political parties, from who should join a political party and who should not join a political party, who are those in charge of a political party and those that are not in charge of a political party, plus the new political parties that have also emerged to form a very strong coalition against the All Progressives, the ruling All Progressives Congress. We're going to be looking at all of these issues this hour on the pages. You might want to call it a newspaper review. And because I said we've got something for everyone, I mean it. Because the next hour, which is the 8 o'clock hour, your regular host, the only sports minister on radio, Vicky Vic, will be right here to bring you up to speed with what's happening in the world of sport at the 8 o'clock hour this morning. And of course, at 9 a.m., we're going to be taking a look at the state of Nigeria's security. Yes, a look at the state of Nigeria's security. That's what we're going to be focusing on at the 9 o'clock hour. And of course, our in-house analyst and also security expert, Comrade Salim Mahmoud, is all geared up to join us at that time. And whenever we have him on the show, he has a way of just exposing us to some sort of insight as far as insecurity or security is concerned in Nigeria. So I encourage you to join us at time. You probably will get privy to some very credible intel as the fight against insecurity in Nigeria is concerned, coupled with the fact that the president has now thrown his weight behind the creation of state police. However, we have a group in the northern part of the country that they're already kicking against the creation of state police because they have some reservations. But if you have reservations about the creation of state police, we'd like to hear them from you at the 9 o'clock hour. And of course, at 10 a.m., it'll be time for the general open banter, what was formerly the Midday Extra. And as always, I will not let you in on what the focus would be. I'm hoping that I'll be able to keep you on the edges of your seat up until that time. But it's always a jolly ride. And it's a Friday, so it's not going to be something serious, but it's something that you're going to learn, unlearn, and relearn from. So I encourage you to join us at that time as well, up until the 11 a.m. hour, where we're going to be focusing on the city of Abuja, the nation's capital. Yes, we need to bring you up to speed with what is going on, especially for those who are just, coming into the nation's capital for the first time. It's good you're abreast with the latest trend. I mean, a couple of days back, we actually heard a very sad story of a family of 3, losing their lives over the activities of these agberos or touts in the nation's capital. And I know that is one conversation that we've had over time. We've even had to bring on board the FCT police, PPRO, that's DSP Josephine Ade, to speak to the activities of this Agbero in Abuja. But it's really sad that these touts actually chased the family of 3 to death in Abuja. We're going to be assessing all of these issues at the 11 o'clock hour, coupled with other burning issues, as far as the nation's capital is concerned. So I encourage you to stay on the dial. You can already tell that we're going to be having insightful, thought-provoking and also expository conversations on the Eagles Morning Rise Breakfast Show this morning. Like I said before, this is your go-to place for information, for educative programs, for entertainment, and anything good you can think of. So if you're here in the nation's capital, leave your dial locked on Eagles FM 102.3, and it's gonna worth your while. I say this without mincing words. Let me quickly introduce myself. My name is Omo Hefe Peace Osemere. You can call me Efe for short because I wouldn't want you to bite your tongue this morning. However, there are other titles that I've been able to garner, and you'll definitely find out these titles in the course of the show. All right. Now, I'd like you to know that we have a very strong presence across social media platforms on YouTube, on Facebook, and at the moment we are streaming. I encourage you to hurry to these platforms right now on YouTube and Facebook so you can just have a glimpse of what our state-of-the-art studios looks like, and just put a face to the voice behind the MIC this morning. You're welcome. All right. So like I said before, today is a public holiday, and what we're celebrating today, it is the Eid al-Maulud celebration, a public holiday to commemorate the birth of the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. So congratulations are in order to our Muslim family members. Well, happy Eid al-Maulud celebration to you, and Eid Mubarak to you all out there. That being said, let us quickly take a look at 10 things you need to know this Friday morning. It's going to be a very smart read. All right. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will today depart Abuja to commence a 10-day working vacation. I was about to say 10-day working visit, but it's a 10-day working vacation in Europe. Now, the State House has announced a statement issued by his special advisor on information and strategy, Bayo Onanuga, said the president will spend the period between France and the United Kingdom before returning to the country. All right. Now, the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, has said 58 passengers have been rescued and over 30 dead in the recent boat mishap at Gosawa community in Borgu local government area of Niger State. The Director General of NEMA, Mrs. Zubeida Umar, directed the agency's MENA Operations Office on site to intensify the ongoing rescue effort. Now, it's beginning to look like this is a wave, maybe from the pit of hell, that we've been having cases of boat mishaps almost every now and then. But to hear that 58 passengers have been rescued is actually a step in the right direction. And unfortunately, over 30 have been confirmed dead in the recent boat mishap. May their souls rest in peace. The Inspector General of Police, IGP Kayode Egbetokun, has approved the appointment of CSP Benjamin Hundeyin as the new Force Public Relations Officer, FPRO. CSP Hundeyin holds a BA in English Language from Lagos State University and an MSc in Legal Criminology and Security Psychology from the University of Ibadan. Congratulations to CSP Benjamin Hundeyin. All right. And the immediate past governor of Kaduna State, Malam Nasir El-Rufai, has been summoned by the Kaduna State Police Command. He was summoned alongside key members of the African Democratic Congress, ADC, in Kaduna. Former President Goodluck Jonathan yesterday said Nigeria's political atmosphere was full of betrayals and lies, was or still full of betrayals. But anyway, according to what I'm seeing right here on the screen, the former president said Nigeria's political atmosphere was full of betrayals and lies. So let's just hope that the narrative has changed. Jonathan stated this in Benin City, Edo State, during the 70th birthday ceremony of his former chief of staff, Chief Mike Ogaidome. And Jonathan said Ogaidome was an ally that can be trusted all the time. Okay. A large number of retired Nigerian soldiers on Thursday blocked the entrance of the Federal Ministry of Finance in Abuja, protesting the alleged delay in releasing funds to the Military Pensions Board for the payment of the outstanding entitlement. The Taraba State Police Command has arrested a suspect linked to the abduction of a 100-year-old man, Joshua Magani Ubandoma, in Sabonkwegi, Ibi local government area. Ubandoma was kidnapped from his residence on August 6th of 2025 by three armed men. Now, police spokesperson ASP James Lashen Saminu said officers tracked the kidnappers into a nearby forest. A 100-year-old man, what are you abducting him for? I don't know. I'm not trying to say people younger should be abducted or they are open for abductions, but it's crazy, really. Now, the number of associations seeking registration as political parties has risen to 171 following the submission of 19 additional letters of intent, the Independent National Electoral Commission confirmed on Thursday. In a statement, INEC National Commissioner and Chairman of the Information and Voter Education Committee, Sam Olumekun, said the updated list has been published on the Commission's website and other official platforms. That's to tell you, almost everyone wants to delve into politics right now. All right. Too many cooks actually spoil, the soup or the broth, they say, right? So, I don't know. Former Minister of Communications Adebayo Shitu has expressed confidence that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will secure substantial votes from the Southeast in the 2027 election. Now, speaking in an interview on the national television program, Shitu dismissed suggestions that a so-called Obi factor will dent the president's prospect in the region. Now, the last thing that I would like you to know this Friday morning is the fact that the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun, has reaffirmed the country's commitment to producing 10 billion standard cubic feet SCF gas per day by 2030. This is contained in a statement by the Director, Information and Public Relations in the Ministry of Finance, Mohammed Manga, in Abuja on Thursday. That being said, we'll take a quick break, shikini break like this, to go pay this bill. We'll be back in a short bit to look at the front pages of Nigerian newspapers. Do join us again.
Oh, what did they happen now? No bonus for all my lines.
No panic, as MTN don't carry better gist come. Every 6 minutes you talk, MTN go dash you 3 extra minutes. Fiam to enter MTN better gist. Dial *123 *2 *1 hash or text BG to 312. T and C's apply.
Eagles FM Ember Month promo. Eagles FM ta zo muku da labari mai daɗi a wannan wata na Ember. Eagles FM na baku wata dama ƙara samun nasara na Eagles FM Ember promo. Ka biya na tallace-tallace 10 za mu baka ƙarin 3 kyauta domin ka tallata kasuwancinka. Hakika, 10 ka biya 3 kyauta. A Eagles FM muna kula da nasararka a wannan shekara. Shi yasa muka kawo muku wannan dama don ƙara haske kuma da ka ƙara riba a wannan watanni na Ember. Kada ka jira, ka kama wannan dama ka bunkasa kasuwancinka. Kuma ka sa duniya ta ji sunanka ko sunan kasuwancinka da Eagles FM Ember Months promo. Ana iya samun mu a 0811 338 0604 wato 0811 338 0604. Mu yi nasara tare a wannan shiri. Wannan tayin yana nan daga rana ta 1 a watan Satumba zuwa ga rana na 31 a watan Disamba na 2025. Eagles 102.3 FM, tashar rediyo da zaka iya dogaro da ita.
Sorry for the inconvenience.
I suppose it was inevitable. Eagles 102.3.
All right, we are back. Thank you so much for staying with us. If you are just joining us, this is the pages. You might want to call it the newspaper review of the Eagles Morning Rise breakfast show right here on Eagles FM 102.3 Abuja. And I am Omo Hefe, Peace Osemere. I'll quickly hand down the studio numbers, all right, so that you lines making the rounds this morning. The studio numbers are 09087 668888 or 0907353 0044. You can send in a voice note or a message on 0909705 44 and 50, and that is the studio WhatsApp number. All right. Now, I've got the Nigerian Tribune newspaper to start with. And of course, the big news story right there, written in black on a white spread. It says, most Nigerian politicians not dependable. This statement is credited to former President Goodluck Jonathan. Says politics in Nigeria is about betrayals. They will tell you something this minute, in the next 1 hour, say another, he adds. You find all of that on page 4 this morning of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. All right. Tinubu embarks on 10 working days vacation, departs for Europe. You find details on page 13. Lagos government warns over looming environmental collapse of lagoon. Commissioner condemns illegal dredging. You find details on page 13 as well. Osun Algon raises alarm over alleged plot to divert local government funds. 3 riders underneath that story, or 2 riders, I beg your pardon. The first one says, wants CBN governor to investigate how the bank opened local government accounts with APC members as signatories instead of civil servants. And the second rider says, their submission lacks merit, should be ignored. And that is coming from the Osun State chapter of the All Progressives Congress. You find details on page 10 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper this morning. All right. This one here says non-oil revenue target. Obi tackles Tinubu, wants president to suspend new tax regime. Says leadership is about reducing burden. Details on page 35 or page 5. Showdown looms between Ayedatiwa, local government bosses on FAC funds. That's equally on page 5 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. Now, the last but certainly not the least headline I will be taking from the Nigerian Tribune newspaper says 1,844 killed in southeast Nigeria between January 2021 and June 2023. And this is according to Amnesty International. 1,844 killed in southeastern Nigeria between January 2021 and June 2023. Amnesty International talking there. You find details on page 3 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. The Punch newspaper is up next. Afinefere, northern leaders demand state police amid delays. Afinefere, northern leaders demand state police amid delays. 2 riders underneath that one. Federal government defense delays, says security reforms undergoing due process framework with states. And the second rider here says Afinefere, MBF, that's the Middle Belt Forum, and the Pan Niger Delta, Forum, insist state policing overdue. Northern leaders press for action. You find details on page 2 of the Punch newspaper this morning. All right. Train derailment sparks NRC reorganization. You find details on page 16. Now, talking about the Nigeria Railway Corporation, a lot has been going on lately, looking at the frequency in the derailment of these train tracks or whatever, be it the Kaduna Abuja train route, or even the Warri Itakpe train route. I'm very, very familiar with the Warri Itakpe train route, and it's almost becoming a recurring decimal that in a month there are bound to be challenges. Now, challenges are actually most definitely going to happen, because all of these things are they actually speak to the level of technological advancement that we are exposed to in Nigeria. But when you look at, I keep having these conversations with people, and I keep asking also that when you look at the profits that this NRC as a corporation would rake in at the end of every year, why are we finding it difficult really to fix these issues? Now, let's not forget that the train ride is supposed to be a better and cheaper or more affordable alternative to Nigerians who would want to move from one place to the other. And for some reasons, some Nigerians actually have their reservations, traveling by road. or by air? By air because it's really pricey, very expensive. By road because of security concerns and the bad state of our roads. Now the train route, I mean, if we keep having issues almost every now and then, it's somewhat giving this impression that it has probably lost its steam or it has overstayed its welcome, but a lot more needs to be done, really. Now, this is a wake-up call to the Nigeria Railway Corporation that a lot more needs to be done. They have to be very, very intentional, when it comes to making sure that their services are top-notch and very, very efficient. Now, that's, by the way, panic as 5 bodies found along Lagos River bank. Details on pages 4 and 5 of the Punch newspaper this morning. CBT is the kicker. WAEC mandates 250 computers, CCTV for schools. You find details on page 23 of the Punch newspaper this morning. Federal government seeks fresh $1.75 billion World Bank loan. All right, you'll find that one on page 15 or 16. And then new parties seeking INEC registration surge to 171. That's on page 3. Jonathan blames betrayal for 2015 election loss. That's on page 12. Oshun Algon challenges CBN over local government account signatories. Details on page 2. And they have photographs of, Muslim faithfuls, from Egypt, from Palestine, Iran, and Yemen, celebrating Eid al-Maulud, the birth of Prophet Muhammad, right there in the photographs. I tell you, looking at the beautiful faces, with their phones, smiling and all of that. Once again, congratulations on the occasion of this year's Eid al-Maulud, celebration. I'll leave it there for the Punch newspaper this morning. The Vanguard newspaper is up next, and opposition mounts against federal government's 5% tax on petrol and diesel. Stakeholders push against Tinubu's 5% fuel tax. We will mobilize Nigerians against it. JAF vows why Tinubu's 5% fuel tax should wait. Peter Obi talking there. 5% petrol tax, a cruel burden on struggling Nigerians. This is coming from the ADC. You find details on page 5 of the Vanguard newspaper this morning. Tinubu's development agenda driven by national interest, not politics. This is coming from a minister. You're probably wondering, the minister that made the statement. You'll find details on page 9. We won't allow APC rig 2027 polls. Ambassador Yisa talking there, and that's on page 14. Police invite RFI ADC leaders over alleged conspiracy and incitement. Ex-governor of Flay's move to stop opposition meetings. You find details on pages 8 and 9 of the Vanguard newspaper this morning. And then federal government makes tax identification mandatory for banking and allied services. That's on page 19 of the Vanguard newspaper this morning. And I see this one right here. It says 2027 resurrecting zoning is regressive. Olawokbo Hashim support groups talking there warn of consequences as Hashim vows to contest presidency. Okay, you find details on the front page. It continues right on page 27 of the Vanguard newspaper. Oshun local government crisis is the kicker. Algon, APC disagree over signatories to accounts with CBN. That's on page 10. And you have this lone spot story on page 29 of the Vanguard newspaper. It says 2026 World Cup qualifier. Super Eagles focused on Amavubi, not Bafana. This is coming from Echo G. I'm sure that Vicky Vic would actually bring you up to speed with that one. And I'll leave it there this morning for the Vanguard newspaper. Grab a copy to get concrete details. Now let's take a look at the Guardian newspaper. The Guardian newspaper is looking really busy. How bias for sports entertainment reinforces school NASCAM myth. How bias DC Audu Obi faults Tinubu's fiscal triumphs as cruelty over compassion. All right, that's on page 6. Police summon RFI ADC leaders for alleged conspiracy. Details on page 6 as well. And moving to page 7, Oshun Algon accuses CBN of sabotaging local government payments. to page 18. Details on page 6 as well. And moving to page 7, Oshun Algon accuses CBN of sabotaging local government payments. To page 18, 70% of telecom downtime linked to energy issues. And then moving on to page 28, retired soldiers protest retired soldiers protest lacks merit. Defense headquarters insists. That's on page 28. Tinubu embarks on 10-day working vacation in Europe. Details on page 3. 80 million Nigerian youth jobless. 1,500 schools shut in 2 years. This is according to a report. You probably have a good read with that one on page 3. And then World Health Organization, African Union tasked Nigeria on 2001 declaration and 20% public health spending. Details on page 7. And I'll leave it there for the Guardian newspaper this morning. Let's see if we can squeeze one or two headlines from the Nation newspaper. Nigerian politics full of liars and betrayers, says Jonathan. Here is an excerpt from that story. It says, it is difficult to see somebody who will say the same thing in the morning and in the evening. Details on the front page. It continues on page 2. And then Tinubu meets Ibaz ahead and to reverse emergency rule. President off to France, UK on 10-day working vacation. All right, military steps up battle against terrorists to secure farmers. That's on page 3. And local contractors to receive payments from Monday. You find that one on page 4. Federal government weighs funding options for health sector. Details on page 3. And I think that is going to be about the size of the headlines I will be taking across Nigerian newspapers this morning. We'll take a quick break now. To go pay some bills. When we return, it'll be time for you to lend your voice and also let us in on what you make of these headlines making the rounds this morning. Do join us again.
Oh, what did they happen now? No bonus for all my lines.
No panic, as MTN don't carry better gist come. Every 6 minutes you talk, MTN go dash you 3 extra minutes. Fiam to enter MTN better gist. Dial *123 *2 *1 hash or text BG to 312. T and C's apply.
Are you tired of writing JAMB and WAEC over and over? Or were you denied admission? With Interim Joint Matriculation Board Program, IJMB, you can secure admission straight into 200 level in any university. Fast, stress-free and guaranteed. There are many benefits of IJMB. It is approved by federal government and regulated by the National University Commission. It is accepted in all universities. The certificate does not expire. The requirement is just SSCE result or awaiting result. It has flexible payment plans. Our training center is located at Leadway College of Advanced and Preliminary Studies at Ladis Place by Road 23, Kado Estate, Abuja. For more enquiries, call 070-3362-5991. Again, 070-3362-5991 or 090-9960-0890. Again, 090-9960-0890. Registration is currently ongoing. Do not miss this golden opportunity. Limited slots are available. Start your journey to becoming a graduate the smarter way. Tell a friend who needs to hear this. Your admission dream is closer than you think.
Fly Emirates to 5 destinations in the Chinese mainland: Beijing, Shanghai, Guangzhou, Hangzhou, and Shenzhen, and discover new trade hubs. Relax in comfort on board with our world-class hospitality. Explore up to 6,500 channels of entertainment and stay connected with free Wi-Fi. With daily flights from Lagos to the Chinese mainland via Dubai, you can enjoy convenient travel that fits around your business schedule. Fly Emirates. Fly better.
What is it that they told you?
Chai, it don't happen oh.
Oga Shike, wetin happen?
Now this my Abuja Home Limited oh. The Ogbonge real estate company, where they reliable, where they support small man.
My Abuja Home Limited?
Yes oh. Then don't they sell their out of old title estate land for Karishi for cheap amounts.
Karishi bawo? This our Karishi. Where for Karishi sef?
just opposite the Navy Phase 2 estate. You go see their land back. For their discount pre-lot price, their 400 square meter plot of land now just 4.9 million naira, while their 200 square meter plot now just 3 million naira only.
Hey, Okashike, this na the best deal bros for land wey get correct title document o.
My brother, as I read my Abuja home office like this, I buy 4 plots at one bam. The one wey bust my head finish na say you fit dey pay small and then show me the out-of-4 title certificate from Najis. My brother, but hurry o, na only 37 plots dey the estate o.
Morire Okashike, abeg give me their number.
Yes, you fit call their number for 0808 8837 426. The number again, 0808 8837 426. Abi you fit call this other number, 0808 27 23824. The number again, 0808 27 23824. Or you fit visit their website for www.myabujahome.com.
Hello, I want to buy land o. Buy or talking?
Buy yours, I don't show you will. My Abuja Home, live the life.
Sorry for the inconvenience.
I suppose it was inevitable. Eagles 102.3.
All right, we are back back from that commercial break. Thank you so much for staying with us. Now it's time to take your calls and hear what you have to say. The numbers once again are 09073530044 or 09087668888. Send a voice note or a message to the WhatsApp portal number on 090970544 and 50. As always, we encourage you to stick to the headlines making the rounds this morning, and please do not call to make false claims that cannot be fact-checked or even substantiated. All right, do not also forget to turn down the volume of your radio set so we can hear ourselves loudly and clearly. All right, hello, good morning to you.
Princess, good morning.
Good morning, Obasanjo. Good to have you this morning. Where are you calling from?
Thank you, Alita Senator Obasanjo, calling you all the way from Lapai, Niger State.
All right, please go ahead.
Thank you. Thank God it's Friday. Today is your weekend.
Very well, thank you.
Happy Maulud to all Muslim Ummah in Nigeria and all over the world. We preach peace. For peace, all our prayers should go by peace.
Right.
How Nigerians will come back to their real sense of belonging. How Nigeria will build up. How our economy will grow. How insecurity will go out of this country. One unity. We should bring unity to this country. We should not allow the failed politicians to continue leveraging or making us pain in the country, killing our people. All this, that is our prayer in this mood.
Okay.
You can now see, look at the headline that you read up, and El-Rufai has been invited by the what? By the police. Police, what about you? What about you? What is happening in the country? You are not seeing what is happening in the country. El-Rufai has been said, go through it now. You don't need to invite El-Rufai. Go what El-Rufai said. Just go there. Don't invite El-Rufai and ABC people. No. That is what you see what is happening in Osu. Like the CBN, who are the signatory to the local government account, where it's not ADC that is, it's not APC that is ruling Osun State, but the signatory of local government account should be ADC. Central Bank, do you defect with the APC? Like the way INET, like the way police, like the way whatever, then become to APC. That is what you want to join us,
Obasanjo, here you go again. I really don't understand what you mean by the police, the INEC, the defected to the All Progressives Congress, but I would like you to stay factual when making, your thoughts known on the show. So I'll have to let you go. It's over 2 minutes already. Thank you so much for calling. All right, 09073530044 or 09087668888. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Omlefe.
Good morning.
Is my name.
All right. Okay, thank you so much for calling. But I'm afraid I can't take your calls. On the Facebook page, very quickly, let's see if we can take all of your contributions, simultaneously. Also, Francis Amaga Namani, watching us live from Amagunze in Enugu State, says, good morning from here. Good morning. Mr. President should curtail his incessant foreign trips and focus primarily on how to address the spate of kidnapping, banditry, killings, and hunger in the land. A stitch in time saves 9. Thank you so much for that message. Also, Francis. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. Omofe.
Good morning, Bibi Blessing. Where are you calling from
good morning.
Today?
How are you? How are you doing?
Very well, thank you.
So, my name is Bibi Blessing. I greet our caller. And I waited, they disturb my mind, waiting make me call before. Our brother, they never say forgive him. Please, now, call her back, I beg.
All right.
What I want to say, issue of this air news where you left for us, issue of Agbero. What do we say for issue of Agbero? Now, we have been talking issue of Agbero till now, till 3 people die. According to from you, saying that 3 people, whether you see them, I don't know. But till now, I never see hedge. Waiting be our talk for this age, now say waiting be our talk, may we pull out. We go pull out, no solution. May I take you, come back now. These 2 things for where they rob this Nigeria life now. Issue of Agbero and task force. The area we dey now, different task force, they are coming, carry wheelbarrow come, carry keke nape come, carry okada come, in name of task force. They are collecting money, collecting people load, and they are sharing it between themselves. Since last year, I've been voting our boys out. Waiting happen for Use 2. Is it Use 2? Yes.
Okay.
Some task force, Use 2, let me tell you, they carry motor go attack people road in name of task force, and will have no be task force. I think they burn their motor. When we vote out, they say no be task force be that. Please, we will make the organ, may we not believe the task force and really Agbero. If not be so, now go continue to hear killing for Abuja, now go say bless the talker. But I not talker why people go they struggle to find what they go eat. In name of task force, you know say task force not be the real one. The real one they are good. You know that when I vote my voice out for this radio, I know the real one, I know the bad one. And the bad one, they are rubbishing people road, they are coming with your Okada, they are coming with your leg. Massive, please, make them listen for us.
Okay.
Now, so it's issue of Agbero takes time. God bless you. But I'll send you voice note. Do not pray am again. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much, Bibi Blessing. And I would like to encourage you to join us at the 11 o'clock hour. All right, let's take a look at this issue on Abuja now. All right, now it's time for us to react to the headlines making the rounds across Nigerian newspapers. Okay, thank you so much. Hello, good morning.
I'm Chimezie, calling from Asokoro.
Good to have you, Chimezie. Good morning. Right.
Please, I just give you blessings. Forgive this guy. Please, no matter what, let us just, I believe you have learned this blessing. I've tried to reach out to your brother and so present out to I don't know how to reach it, even if it means me coming personally to your station to plead on his behalf, please.
All right.
Noted. I believe you have then. If it comes to police inviting El-Rufai, have an advice for El-Rufai. Please, honor their invitation. But when you go, don't sit on any chair they offer you. They may spike it. Don't speak directly into their phone. It may be radioactive poison. I have seen this. This is my field.
Really?
Okay? When somebody says the truth, he or she is killed. You, even as a presenter, I know what you people go through. My dear, I sincerely know because I mix with people. My job makes me mix with a lot of people, but because of non-disclosure act, we don't say everything we see. It's a terrible situation in the country. People are dying, and your president is busy globetrotting. After that, you go and tell them there's insecurity. The economy has recovered. Naira is now $1 to 20 naira. I don't really know who has done this to this country. But all I have to tell them is that 2020, very many Nigerians.
Terrible. How can Tinubu be flying up and down whereas Nigerians have been, they are wallowing or they are being wallowed by terrorists and bandits, and is busy living the country as he wishes? What lawless nation? May we never witness such a clueless and incapacitated government like this again. Nwachukwu Kennedy. Okay. On the WhatsApp portal, I see a number of messages and voice note, but I think I will just squeeze in this voice call before we take those contributions.
Thank God you picked.
Good morning to you.
Yeah,
Good morning. Good to have you.
Now what for you?
Now what for you too?
Yeah, my name is Henry Charles Mina from Massacre this wonderful morning.
All right.
A first time caller to your show, but an ardent listener.
Oh, let me ring the bell to that, okay?
Yes, ring her for me. I need her. Ring her.
All right.
Now what? I'm an ardent listener to this program and a follower of Eagle FM.
Thank you very much.
Our man is for anything. He knows me. Everybody knows me here.
Okay.
What I want to actually say is this. These people begging for Okwi. Why are they begging for Okwi? Simple. Okwi should apologize. Apologize to this station. And everybody discuss our airways here with my name is Okwi. Please block his life forever. If you don't want to, appeal. Say you're sorry. Simple. This is the problem we have in Nigeria. High heavens, ego. What is there to want to say, I'm sorry for what I did, and they will forgive you. And somebody is pleading for him. Please, Bibi Blessing and a man from please, leave this matter alone. If you cannot beg or plead, let him be banned forever. Block his line. I don't have much to say. Everything in Nigeria is taka, but now what? My dear, now what? God bless you. Good show. I appreciate you. I love you, baby. Now what for you?
Now what for you too?
Now what for you?
Thank you very much for calling. Now about Okwi, I'm very sure that the management will come up with a decisive action on how to, deal with the situation that we are faced with at this point in time. All right. We see that he keeps trying to call, every now and then. But are we really convinced that he has changed? Are we really convinced? I mean, we cannot put the integrity of the station on the line. All right. I'll just move on to the WhatsApp portal now to take a listen to the voice notes that have been sent on here. Good morning.
My dear sister in the studio, I celebrate you. I celebrate the gift of life. My name is Triple D from Waru, sending this voice message. Greetings to great callers and listeners. Well, on the Goodluck Jonathan's comment, Nigeria is full of betrayals and lies that is in politics. What a truth. What an excellent truth. Do you know that Goodluck has a lot to say? But I love his silence. I always tell my wife that if Goodluck will open up how they betray him in this country, especially the PDP, they will not find it very easy. But you know what? 3 things in life. Law of karma is real. Nothing lasts forever. Whatever man sow in this life, so shall he reap. All of them that betray Goodluck Jonathan, they are not finding it easy in the political arena now. Salasi, I greet you. God bless Nigeria. We'll get it right one day.
All right, Triple D, thank you so much for that voice note. Who do we have here? Okay, Yunusa Dantani. Good morning.
Good morning, my sister, Omoife. I always remain Yunusa Dantani Brand from Abaji. Malam Nasir El-Rufai was summoned by the State Police of Kaduna State. Yes. Ever since before now, if you want to win election 2027, what do? You do the needful. What are the achievements that have been done? What are the rationales, positive rationales and negative rationales that has occurred in your administration? The masses are not foolish. Certificate is not the only way. People are there that have the wisdom. They know the achievement and they know the areas of failure. The present government should go and sit down and do the mathematics on how to do what will please the masses. Arresting other people who are the the caucus of other parties, to me, it is a disaster. So I appeal to the present government not to cause problem. They should give chance to other political parties to run their affairs, because it's going to be difficult, even as it is, for APC to come 2027 unless they change. Let them allow Malam Nasir El-Rufai to breathe. Thank you very much.
All right. Yunusa, thank you so much for that voice note. Bibi Blessing, I see your voice note, but like I said before, do well to join us at the 11 o'clock hour, like you always do anyway, so that we can focus on the issues going on here in the nation's capital, Abuja. Now, Turkin Bihundu sent in a message that says, good morning, Efe. I am in Nasarawa State. Report on our people who died more than 1,000 in Southeast is unfortunate. The way criminals kill our people in Nigeria is alarming. Security is really a source of concern. The going to Europe for holiday or vacation, as it has been tagged, working vacation, mind you, Turkey Mihundu, our leaders must start asking themselves simple questions. Efe, did you ever hear a president from Europe come to Nigeria for holiday? In history, any Nigerian president who keeps traveling, he's off. Now, 5% fuel tax, please. Let the poor breathe. Turkin Bihundu, thank you so much for that message, okay? Samuel from Kuje says, a wonderful good morning to you, my sister, President Daisy Omoife, peace, Osemere. Thank you. Congratulations and happy survival. Happy survival to see another great new day. I think, in my own opinion, that the present administration or government piloted by APC are not wishing Nigerians well. Must we pay tax in everything? One day they will ask us to pay tax for the air that we are receiving freely from God Almighty. Back from Japan and Brazil now to UK and France. Okay, even when security in the country is on the increase every second. Administration, may God make it easy for us in this country in Jesus' name, and we say amen to that. Samia says, have a fulfilled and great weekend. Thank you so much. You to have a great weekend. Morning, please, I would have loved you to throw more light on this 5% fuel tax. How much will be paid on a liter of fuel, because too much incomprehensible information on this matter. Now, time will not permit, me to do all of that explanation, Abbas, and that's why we always encourage you to grab a copy of any of these national dailies so you get concrete details or get sense of what this is all about. However, this is probably going to be a front burner conversation for us, next week, as far as, the nation's economy is concerned. So just keep your fingers crossed, really, so that we bring expert analysis so you get to understand what this is all about. All right. I see this message. Eric from Kuje says, good morning, peace, hope you are good. Eric, thank you so much for this message. And, okay, he says, aside from the fact that as not becomes... Okay. Eric, thank you so much for this message. All right. We would actually look into this and see how we can deal with this. Okay. Thank you so much for your concern. Now, James from Suleja says, good morning, Efe for short. The only person who calls me Efe for short on here. He says, Ajala the Traveler resumes his junketeering after just coming back a few weeks ago. Who is Ajala, by the way? He says, some claim he is on a state visit to Europe with no mention of a particular country, while it is clear he is vacationing abroad. It is a working vacation. The truth is, we all know the government doesn't really care about what the citizens actually think. That's why they do and get away with just about anything. James from Suleja, I see you. Thank you for that message. All right. And back to the page now. Also, Francis Inaman is sent in another message. It says, former President Goodluck Jonathan should not be convinced to contest for presidency again in order to save his national and international reputation. Nigeria is not the way some people think. Thanks and God bless. Okay. Well, but we hope that he would actually take, this your advice seriously. Okay. 09073530044 or 09087668888 are still the numbers to call this morning. And you can still send a voice note or a message to the WhatsApp portal on 09097054450. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Omar. My line went off. Oku is my name.
Oku.
I want to share on...
Oku, please, I'd suggest that you exercise a little bit of patience with us. Be patient with us. Be patient with the management of this great establishment. I'm sure that a decision will be made and it will be communicated, in due course. All right? Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning. What's your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Godfrey.
Godfrey from where?
From Wuse 2.
All right, please go ahead.
You see, in life, we need to understand that we could have divergent views. OP is not as literate as you are. So perhaps these presentations may not be as moderate and decent as your own. He may not have attended as many schools and so on like you. We must try. It's not that I'm begging, you can decide to ban him as you're doing now. But I want us to understand that the way you present your program, the way you speak and so on, will or may not be the way I will, because I'm not trained like you. It was Buhari who brought up all this wahala, because people were condemning him a lot, or would condemn him because he was just not doing the right thing.
Okay, you know what?
We tried to.
You know what? Because of time, I get the point you're trying to make, all right? And this is not the first time people are actually calling on Okwi's behalf to plead that we leave the embargo on him. Look.
But I want you to understand, I'm not pleading. I want you to understand that we can't make this monologue. It has to be like a dialogue, divergent views, spices of the entire discussion. Okay? I don't think that Okwi has come here to call somebody an idiot or a fool and all that. Things that are not totally airworthy.
Oh, really?
But we have to understand that it's not as literal as you are, or perhaps as I am, and then we have to give him that benefit of doubt. How he feels.
Thank you.
What I'm saying.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for calling. All right. Thank you. You know, it's actually a good thing that I've actually had a fair share of what Okwi can actually do. When I started work here newly, Okwi did take advantage of my ignorance. He called and he made very unguarded utterances on here. And even when I actually called him to order to please retract some of the comments or statements that he made, he refused. You know, it is totally wrong for someone to call on radio and start, making insightful statements. Come on, simply because we want divergent views. It makes no sense. And let me ask you a very, very, simple question. How would you feel? You wake up tomorrow morning and then this place has been locked up simply because we could not really conduct ourselves in the most professional manner. How would you feel? I'm very sure that a handful of you would pitch a tent with other radio stations, because there are a truckload of radio stations in the nation's capital. We want to ensure professionalism always here. All right. And as for Okwi, like I said, the management is very much aware of, the pleading and all of that.